Have you ever had someone to squeeze the life out of you? It's like having a leech attached, just siphoning all your energy out of you that you could ever have. And it's like you don't know what to do with this person, and it just keeps draining, keeps draining, keeps draining. That person that person is an attachment. It is someone who has attached themselves to you in your life, and they are draining you. And there's a difference between an attachment and someone you have an assignment to. And someone you have assignment to is someone who was presented to you for you to help open the door for, right? To give information to, wisdom to. And there's a difference between the two. And you have to discern that. Let's talk about it. This is Deanna Inspires, and this is Inspired Perspectives, and we're here to talk about everything wisdom, knowledge. Knowledge is wisdom, so wisdom and life and life lessons, and just going to pour into you if you're open to be poured into and you need this little information. And, but don't forget to hit the like and the share button and watch the video all the way to the end because it does have the algorithm. It really does. And even if you're not a fan after watching the whole thing, maybe by you hitting the like button and watching it all the way through, someone who does will enjoy my content. And I thank you for coming. I am appreciative for you to be stopping by my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Inspired Perspectives is just here to share a perspective on life lessons and motivation and inspiration to help you through your day and through your life. So I hope that you get something from this. So let's get into it. Having a leech, someone who's an attachment, is someone who's going to drain the ever living life out of you. And there's someone you can never get a break from. It's someone like you're calling to just say, hey, how's your day going? What's going on with you? These are people you call friends or family or associates. But the moment you call, you're trying to exchange, you're having an equal exchange, a conversation, which is what a conversation is. The conversation always ends up leaning towards all of their traumas, drama, pain stuff. And you could never get a word in inchwise about anything you're going through. It's a bit selfish, they're very self centered, and it seems to look as if the world revolves only around them. Like they're the only ones with an issue. They're the only ones with a problem. They're the only ones that can have a one-sided conversation all at all times. And this doesn't happen just on the phone. This could be meeting up for lunch, meeting up for dinner, having a girls' day with other friends, but everything seems to be centered on this person, away from the everyone who's having fun, everyone who's sharing experiences, good, bad, or indifferent. And this one person takes up the space and they take all the oxygen out of the room. Those people are not your assignment. Those are your leeches. Those are the people who are there to attach themselves to you like a leech. They are going to suck the life out of you. And the best way to handle these people is to know that these are the people who are probably going to have a slight emotional connection to you. And you're trying to solve all their little problems. Stop being their little psychologist or life coach, okay? Um, Unless they're going to pay you, please stop doing that, because you're going to take your life and make it their life, right? Or their life, your life, right? And you're going to take that on and you won't have anything left for yourself. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I've experienced this firsthand because, as you know, I don't mind sharing things that I see based upon what I see if asked, right? And when I ask, when I've been asked, I I will open up. I'm like, okay, this is what I see based on what you're saying, without interjecting my opinion about your personal life, because that's none of my business. But when you're bringing all of your stuff in, you leave it open for anyone to kind of make an assessment, even if they're not saying a word about it. But then when you finally ask the question, then you give us open range to talk about or say what we think and feel based on what has been presented. You don't always like what we're saying. So the cycle continues. There's always a continuation, because this person hasn't figured out how to handle their personal life, their personal struggles, things within their marriage, things within their relationships with the people in their household, their family, their other friend groups, and things of that nature. But they seem to attach themselves to those who have that kind of wisdom, and it's continuously shared. And it's like, if I don't get the right answer from this person, I'm gonna go to the next person and I'm gonna suck the life out of them as well. Those people you have to handle quickly. You have to be able to cut them off where they start. You have to make sure you set certain boundaries around, otherwise, they will overstep boundaries with you and others, not realizing that they take the oxygen out of the room when they start to speak about their life all the time. It's always a complaint and always that. And see, and what happens is you end up being a part of this complaint section, the peanut gallery. We're going to sit here and complain about our lives. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this. So I know for me, I typically have to I have to cut people off. And it's, I'm concerned, and I'm concerned about people just by nature, but I'm not here to nurture that. I'm not going to nurture your traumas. I'm not going to nurture your pain. If you're not going to take ownership of what you have set for your life and the things you have agreed upon and you've allowed, you have to take ownership of that so that you can do what you need to do to handle those issues responsibly with accountability, right? And being able to do that means that you have to detach yourself from people you have attached yourself to as a crutch. These, as friends and family, those of us who really care deeply, we become that crutch for a lot of people because we don't always operate with a sense of high emotional things. We have emotional intelligence. When we're talking to people and when we are, allowing people to come into our lives like this, we have a sense of being able to handle our emotions. So we're not just spilling out on on everyone all over the place. We're actually taking an assessment of the life and what's in front of us, and we're able to use logic when we're thinking about our life and our situations. But we can't use logic on someone else's situation. They have to take responsibility on that. They have to take that and handle that. And they have to dissect their life. They have to go about journaling and figuring it out and letting go and, forgiving and all of these things. That's what has to happen in the lives of these people who have attached themselves to us, and they have really a dependency issue. They want validation so badly, so that they would definitely attach themselves to whomever is listening, whoever would give her a shoulder to cry on. And so you have to set the particular boundary so that you don't get the life sucked out of you, that you can handle your life. And I've learned myself personally to be able to cut those people off. Feed them with a long handled spoon. We don't meet up as often, so that I can have my life, and it's full without having to worry about what is this person doing, how I wonder if they're doing okay, because you do have a caring spirit about you. So what I would say for those of us who are like that, who carry a certain level of wisdom, we have an emotional intelligence, but we get tired and drained from people like this. So that was that. But with people who are assigned to you, these are people who are endearing, and they are hungry, and they want something out of life, and they are willing to follow the instructions given. They are willing to follow the wisdom that's being deposited upon them. They don't have a problem with, taking on the task and making moves with it. These are people who will only come with questions, not sorrows. Questions, not trauma dumping on you. Questions because they want to see themselves elevate and evolve, or they see you as a mentor, being that they can actually, rise above the current situation, or they just want to do better, and they want to position themselves in a better way because they see how you move. Those are people who become the assignment because they're not crutching you. They're not leaning on you for life support. They can breathe on their own. And that's the people I love because I don't have, they're self motivated. People who are self-motivated are not crutching you. They're not trauma dumping. They're actually standing on their own 2 feet, 10 toes down, ready to do whatever it takes to move the needle forward, evolve, grow. They take advice real ease with ease. They actually enjoy that because they want to evolve. They want to go to higher levels. They want to not be low vibrational, low frequency. They want to be at a high frequency. And so with those people, you have absolutely no problems with it. You have to determine who is who. And the best way to do that is understand the emotional connection that you have with these people. The one that's the assignment has a high emotional intelligence. The one that is your attachment usually has a low um, frequency or a low, emotional intelligence, because they depend on everyone for validation and to affirm them at all times. And that could be very, very draining. And it's not, and what I noticed, that the conversation with someone who is your assignment is not one sided. It is a conversation, both good equal time to discuss and exchange, and it's fun. And I learn something, they learn something, we come together, I'm able to share, they're open for a lot of things, where someone who's just ciphering information or your energy, they just want to make everything one sided and only about them, and never really checking in on you. They're never checking in on you at all. So it is, one is conditional and one is, really not. Well, yeah. One is conditional, one is unconditional. The one that's unconditional, it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with feelings and things of that nature. The one that's conditioned, it's based upon a lot of the feelings and all of that, all of those things that can really suck a lot of life out of you. It really does. So you have to determine which one is better for you, to be able to discern, right? I'm trying to get my words together so I don't say anything out of pocket. I want to be respectful, because people are, usually coming with their own things. And if they're dumping it on you, you got to decide, is this the time? Do I have the capacity? Because I have so many other things to do. And even if I don't have anything to do, am I spiritually able to take on someone who is going to dump on me all this stuff and then be so attached to me that they can't stand on their own 2 feet? And it's different. Now let's make a caveat to that. It is different when someone is genuinely going through something and they've never been in a position of being this vulnerable, this hurt, this traumatized ever. Yes, give them that support. We're talking about people who have been in situations, marriages, relationships, situations, and family ties, and it's been years of the same thing. They need therapy. Let's send them to therapy. Send them somewhere where they can get professional help. They need help beyond life coaching. They need help with counseling and probably psychologists and psychotherapists. So someone can help break down some things and go deeper into their history to find out why they like this. What happened? Because it has to be something within the individual that's causing them to make these life decisions, and to be so codependent that they can't stand on their own 2 feet, and they can't ever make decisions on the kind of friendships, relationships they should entertain. So notice the difference. Someone who's your assignment, they're really only there for temporary. They call you every blue moon to check in and make sure they're on the right track. They ask a few questions. They make sure you're good. It is a two-way situation and conversation and relationship, where you don't mind hanging out with them. You don't mind mentoring them. You don't mind pouring into them, because they're going to take what you have and they're going to run with it. That is what it is. Or even if it's not in that capacity, it is a friendship. It is just a platonic friendship that, between two people who just enjoy each other's company. And it's only one, it's not one sided, it's shared interests, it's shared information. And they appreciate you, you appreciate them. There's a level of respect on both sides. And you can get something from them and they can get something from you, but you're not codependent, but you're interdependent. And that is so different and so much more refreshing to have, that you don't have to always be at someone's beck and call. but simple-minded and simple things that's going on. And it's not, they don't always, they don't have the traumas, and they know how to make good decisions, and they know how to ask good questions. These are the things you have to discern. And I have, over the time, over my life, been able to determine who I spend my time with and who I allow to get that information and get that energy from me. And I definitely put the brakes on people who are going to suck me dry like a leech. And I love that those people who are my assignment, and they come in and they get what they need, and it's an equal exchange, and they're gone. And then I might hear from them weeks and months later, and it's like, hey, how's it going? How's that thing going? How did you take that? Or vice versa. It's sometimes it's me getting that information from someone and getting something from someone, and they set me straight. I'm glad. Thank you for being a voice of reason. I needed that to set me straight, and I'm taking off. I'm on. So be able to determine who's your assignment, and who's the attachment, like the leech. Get rid of the leeches, and breathe. This is Deanna. This is Inspired Perspectives. I thank you for watching my channel. I hope this helps you. Have a good one, and see you on the next video.